Good evening and welcome to another episode of Occupy Today, Kenya's leading Christian business show that is brought to you courtesy of Hope TV, where you look and live. And today we have an amazing, a very exciting topic on developing financial systems. But even before we go there, we've just concluded the CITAM Business Conference. And because we talked about it here, I want to appreciate all of you that were able to plug in, because we had an amazing conference. So many exhibitors, so many delegates from a number of countries, Liberia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya. We are very thrilled for what is happening in the business space, and we know that God is up to something good. Businesses are changing, businesses are going through the roof. There is a lot that is happening. The Lord is doing wonders in the lives of his people. And that is why we are bringing this show, because we want you to shine in the marketplace for the glory of God. Remember, we want you to shine in the marketplace, and it is not even we, by the way. It is God who wants you to shine in the marketplace, because he delights in the prosperity of his people. Psalms 35 and verse number 27. The Lord delights in the prosperity of his people, and you are one of his people. Now, as I said, we are discussing developing financial systems. You can follow us on at HopeTV_KE and at DM Tanki, and we'll be glad to respond to your issues and respond to your questions. You can also send an SMS or a text through the SMS code that you can see on your screen, and we'll be glad to just engage with you and help you in whichever questions that you have as you seek to streamline your finances. Karibuni sana. We have two great guests seated next to me. We always bring you the best, because we know your time is very precious and you have a desire to grow and build your business. Let's begin with the lady. Please tell us who you are, what you do, and whatever else that you want to tell us about you.
Thank you so much. My name is Elizabeth. I'm actually so honored to be in this place this evening. I am a disciple of the Lord Jesus Christ. I am a money coach. I am a personal finance advisor. I have a calling, or I've been called to help people put order in their money. It has become my mission to raise financially responsible citizens who build strong families, neighborhoods, local and international communities. I'm one of the founders of Atik Money Life Skills Academy, and that is my area.
Wow.
Yes.
You want to raise responsible financial citizens. I love that.
Financially responsible
citizens.
Financially
responsible citizens. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Waithaka. Karibu sana, and welcome to the show. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Sebastian Mwasa, and I'm the founder and director of Beyond Limits Management Consultancy. This is a firm that deals a lot with SMEs, especially in the area of financial systems, where we help SMEs come up with very good financial systems to be able to manage their financial records and transactions. I'm also very passionate about how SMEs manage the tax liabilities. So I'm very strong on tax management. So the two go hand in hand together, so they can be able to manage their resources and be able to respond to the taxman when that call comes. So I'm pleased this evening to discuss more about how you can develop good financial systems. Thank you.
Karibu sana, Sebastian. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
You know, when you talk about financial systems, just break it down for us in a manner that some of us viewers are at a micro level, not even small, micro level. And you know, you are talking about systems, you're wondering, what is it? What are these systems you are referring to?
All right, for starters, I know this sounds like a very big jargon. I know it's a very common word when it comes to medium-sized enterprises, but I want to talk about the small enterprise, the micro businesses, and especially small businesses also. What a financial management system entails is a way of doing things, a clear plan of managing your financial resources. So long time ago, before we had the advent of computers and smartphones, people used to do their recordings on books, which was a bit laborious. Now, with small businesses, a lot of them still do that. And it becomes very a big challenge, especially on how to do projections, how to organize everything, your purchases, your sales, and all that. You need to know where your records, how your records speak to you. So when you talk about a system, it's basically, it can be a very simple tool as Excel to a more complex financial management tool or software that is able to capture all the transactions, be it sales, purchases, and expenses that pertain to the business. And then it does analysis. So you get very good reports out of that, and you can make decisions out of it. If you're looking for funding, if you're looking to manage your creditors and purchases, then that is able to come up with a very good analysis, and then you can make good decisions out of that.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about, you know, a very simple Excel, you know, we are talking about people who don't have computer knowledge, and you're complicating. But let's talk about, you come from a personal financial management side. And I'm just wondering, Elizabeth, that we're talking about business systems. How do personal financial management come in?
Okay. Personal finance management, you are not able to start from managing business finances. If your finances, personally, your finances are not in order.
Yeah.
And we need order in our money, whether we are employees, whether we are entrepreneurs, we need to have order in our money. Because I've seen people becoming very successful business-wise. You start that business and it really grows. But because your personal finance management is not in order, you're not able to keep those simple systems that Sebastian is talking about.
Yeah.
That person, let's talk about the mama boga, who gets stuck in the morning and they know I spent so much money and I sold so much money. They need to have an order in their money personally, so that they're able to put order in their businesses. So that we're not having people who are becoming very successful in the entrepreneurship space, but the lack of order in their personal finances is what messes their businesses. So really you need to have that balance. You need to have that order.
Yeah, I completely agree, because a lot of business people, they sell, and out of the sales of the day, that is what they use to finance the dinner when they go home in the evening.
Yeah, very sad. Somebody is eating from the business.
Yeah.
And especially for the business people, we always advocate as personal finance advisors, pay yourself a salary.
Okay, we are coming to that.
Yeah.
You need to tell us, how do I pay? I'm selling vegetables, I'm selling, you know, very basic things that you may not even, it doesn't even reach 10,000 a day. I go make sales of 5,000. So keep thinking about that, because we want you to tell us how I can derive a salary out of, you know, I go make sales of 500 shillings or 1,000 or 2,000 a day. In a month, I would have made sales of 50,000.
So where do you draw the line?
Yes, you'll tell us that. Sebastian, you know, when we are talking about systems, I know you have told us Excel and you have told us these computerized systems. Now, I don't know Excel. I don't think, because when you talk about Excel, you mean that I should buy a smartphone or I should buy a laptop or a computer, and that is something that costs 30,000. Okay, I don't have that kind of money. My business, I have never seen that kind of money in my business. So when you talk about a system at the micro level, where do I start?
Thank you, Mr. Tanki. Before I get into that, first of all, allow me to say that the space that the MSMEs occupy in this country is about 80% of the businesses that are run in this country. So that really takes a very big percentage in terms of the economic drivers of this country. So when you talk about the small and medium-sized businesses, and when you include the micro ones, we're talking of a very big population of businesses that actually drive the economy. Now, the sad reality is that these are businesses that operate without any clear structure or any clear plan. Now, coming back to what you've asked, basically, the good thing about Kenya is communication has really improved. A long time ago, smartphones were out of the reach of many people. But these days, you're having simple smartphones for as little as 2,000 shillings. Now, when
a smartphone of 2,000 shillings?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You're there in the market.
I wasn't aware of that. That's good news.
Yeah, you can get for 2,000, you can even spend as much as 100,000. Now, when you look at a normal business person, the mama mboga there, the shoe shiner there, the juakali person there, that is not so much money that is out of their reach. What you're trying to tell them is that they can be able to manage their sales, what they buy in order to sell. That is what you call the purchases. When they make their sales, when they capture those records with a simple system that is installed in their phones, by the end of the day, they can be able to tell what their profit is. They have other expenses outside that. So when we teach them how to do that at a very simple position, they can be able to manage that.
And actually, I want you to look at this. You know, I'm saying that because I know some of the viewers are in the village. And they engage us in conversation. And they are in the village, they have no idea. Hata hiyo smartphone anasema ni ya 2000. Kuna mulika, ile kuna torch. I think what we, the beginning point, even before going to a phone or going to a laptop or going to wherever, I like what you have said. Organize yourself financially, your sales, your transactions. Even if you can write it down in a book, as long as they are structured and organized. Because, you know, you upgrade from manual to a better version, maybe through the phone or through the laptop or computer. But first of all, you must appreciate what it is that is being called a system. Because the fact that it is manual doesn't mean it is not a system. It is not a system when it is manual.
No, it is that is now a very manual system when you talk about
it. But it is a system.
But it's still
I like what you have said.
Yes, it's still a system.
It is a manual system.
Now, what I was trying to talk about is that if it is a manual system like that, it limits you very much because you have to keep on using a calculator and additions and gadgets to be able to get the figures. So you're prone to making a lot of errors. But that's a very good place to start.
Very important to begin because somebody who is viewing and is in my village in Sogo, for example, and doesn't have all these gadgets, we are basically saying, have a system. It can be a manual system, it can be a computerized system, but have a system. Because you begin from the known to the unknown. Because once you have the manual one, then now you are saying there are challenges associated with the manual. You don't want to suffer in the course of trying to do what you are doing with a lot of calculations and ABCD. Then now you can upgrade. But we need to understand what do we call, whether it is manual or computerized, whatever, what is this thing called a system? If you can just break it down for us so that the viewer understand when we talk about developing a financial system, what is it? We are not talking about how and the technology to use or the technology absence, but what is a financial system?
Well, thank you. A system is basically a way of managing your records, financial records.
Beautiful.
It can be manual, it can be computerized.
Yeah.
But the fact that you understand when you make a sale, you need to document that. When you purchase, you need to document that. When you spend on behalf of the business, you need to document that.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing that systematically, that is the essence of a system.
Excellent. So you are basically saying, Sebastian, for me to grow in my business, I need an organized documentation. When I buy, when I sell, when I spend, like for example, I buy you lunch and we are discussing business. That is an expense that is related to the business. I need to document so that maybe at the end of the month, I can tabulate so that I know my profits or my losses.
That is correct.
I appreciate that. And now let's come back to your question earlier, where you told us that this person who is selling a small shop in the village, and a lot of them, by the way, are also in the city. You can imagine, he gave us a very good example, the shoe shiner. Those guys who wanachoma mahindi. We have people who sell clothes, not in a shop. They sell clothes by the, stage ya magari, wameweka manguo hapo hivi. There is no time even to punch in those things. How does that guy calculate his salary?
Calculate his salary.
Yeah.
And even picking it from what Sebastian have just said, starting from having a spending plan, being able to track your expenses, being able to track your sales, for example.
Yeah.
But then you don't have to have a complicated structure, just like we started by saying. But you need to be able to separate the business money from the personal money, so that when you want to buy milk, you're buying from that personal money. Give yourself a salary. You are the entrepreneur. You are the person who is selling go up or beside the load. That means you not do it for free. The only way to be able to manage and to be able to put your business finances separated from your personal finances is tell yourself, I earn 300 or 500 or 1,000 every day. So that becomes your salary.
How do I arrive at that figure? How do I know I need to pay myself 1,000 or 500? What do I need to look at?
The growth, as you start the businesses start small. And we have seen even the most successful business, those big businesses that we see, they started small and they have grown over time. So based on the level of your business, if you are that shoe shiner, you're able to tell on average, or on average on a week, I make so much money.
Okay.
So you must look at the trade of your business. I make so much money. So I will start by paying myself, if it is that 500, for example, or 300 per day. Everything else goes back to the business.
Yeah.
As the business grows, you can also increase your salary. It happens also with employment. As your job grows, your salary grows with you. So as your business grows, your salary grows also with you.
Yeah, I always like Elizabeth. I see, by the way, I get asked that question many times. How do I compute? How do I know how much to pay myself? And this is what I tell them. You are the payroll, and I think you can confirm, the payroll, if you want to build a successful business, the payroll should be on average 30% of your profits. 30%. Now, so if I have made 1,000 shillings in a day as my profits, the maximum that I can pay myself out of that 1,000 is
300.
If I have made 10,000 as my profits, the maximum I can pay myself
is 3,000.
Now, so if you want to earn more, push how much you make, whether in a day or a week or a month, to go a lot higher, so that 30% can translate to a higher figure that can accommodate you. If you operate with a figure like that, I think it helps more.
And I'm glad you've brought the issue of a percentage onto it, because now you're able to tell, as my salary grows, as my sales grow, or as my business grows, my salary increases.
Absolutely. My brother, is that a good advice? Is that, yes?
That's definitely a very good advice. I agree with Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Fully. You have to try and make sure that your payroll costs are as minimal as possible. And the best way to do that is just apportion a percentage in the profits, like you've mentioned. That way you have a guidance so that you don't have a lot of variations in terms of a cost you have to spend on human capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the system now. So I have, you told us that it can be a manual system, it can be a computerized system. What should compel me? Why must I have a system? What are the benefits? What are the advantages? Because maybe part of the reason why a lot of us don't have these things is because we don't know the value. What is the value of a system?
Very good question. You know, for starters, when you're running a small business, you're able to manage everything at the tip of your hands.
Yes.
Because you don't have a lot of transactions. So it's very easy to keep tabs with that.
Yeah.
Now, look at a case in point. You've started a small business, but with time it grows. It grows. You realize if you're managing a business that has a turnover of about 10,000 per month, and then it has grown to 50,000, it means operations are more. More money is coming in, more money is going out. You've added employees and all that.
Yeah.
It becomes very impossible to track that using your mind or recording on the book.
Yeah.
So it tells you now you need to progress to the next level. And the next level is now where you move now from recording on your book.
Yeah.
Because the risk of recording on a book, manual records and all that, they can get destroyed, they can get lost, anything can happen. When that happens, that means you've lost all your records and you have nothing to refer to.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a system, number one, it's very easy to safeguard that information, because you can, if it's a simple system like I mentioned, if it runs on your phone or computer, you can back it up. We have cloud-based systems that run on the internet that are very safeguarded. Now, the benefit of that is that it will capture records and store that. It will show your sales and purchases, another cost related to the business. You will introduce other things like a budget for the company and all that. Sales projections, because you're selling, now you're able to come up with a pattern to see how have you been selling the last 6 months? What are the purchases? What are the areas you can be able to cut down your cost? It's very hard to do that when you're doing a manual record, because you have to go in every other time, punch the figures and try to analyze. So the key benefit here is you're able to narrow down on the areas that consume a lot of your money. You may realize you have a lot of employees that you don't need. You're paying them a lot. A system will tell you because you're spending more than. So you make very quick decisions. So that's one of the benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like what you are saying. And part of the reason why I'm liking what you are saying is because I'm reminded of Noah. You know, Noah was told to build an ark. And the dimension, the properties, if I may call it that way, of the ark was given. Why? Because if you have dimensions that guide the building, then when the flood comes, you will stay afloat. And Noah followed it meticulously. So our God is a God of order, and he wants success. He doesn't want you to be overflown by floods, to be is it overwhelmed, or what do you say?
Yes.
For floods to
Sweep you away.
to sweep you away. A lot of business people are being swept away by business floods. Why? They don't have the dimensions properly understood and mentioned. And I like what you have just articulated. Sometimes expenses, you know, your operations have gone up, but you don't have a way of knowing by what percentages have they gone up. Are my expenses growing in the same rate as my income? Or maybe the expenses are growing at a faster rate than my income. And the system will help you.
Absolutely.
And by the way, even a manual system can help you, only that it will be very laborious and then very tedious. But we want to encourage viewers that even if you have a manual system, it will help you. Begin there. It will help you. Okay? Because it will tell you my expenses have overshot. It will tell you I am having too many employees, as you have said. It will tell you the challenge areas that you need to fix. But yes, as Sebastian is saying, when you are manual, you suffer more because you have to do everything manually. If you can transition to the next level to use a computer or something, and in this time and age, how much is a computer, Sebastian?
No, the beauty is that we have a lot of computers that really come down. We have a lot of refurbished computers in the market. For as little as 20,000,
Okay.
you can get a computer that will serve you very well. You don't need to go for a very expensive gadget.
And
Now, I know 20,000 could be a big cost for a small business.
Yeah.
But again, you need to look at the benefit. What are you getting in the long run? Do you want to focus so much on doing the manual work at the expense of your core business, where you spend about 1 hour of your time as opposed to 3 hours doing the same thing? And that 1 hour will be able to give you information that you can be able to make use of. You can tell where to get cheap credit suppliers by analyzing information. Imagine having to go back to your books every other time to check supplier X sold this amount item for a certain amount. And because of inflation, things keep changing. So you lose track at some point.
Yeah.
So you want at some point you can be able to check and see, actually you can do an analysis by per supplier.
Yeah.
And you see actually the cost of this supplier have changed over time. Is it about time I brought on board other competitors as suppliers? So you're able to make such simple decisions.
Yeah. And it is very true. Those are the kind of things. But you know, business people, they say they're very smart. They don't even need the system. They have everything. Yeah. they have everything in their heads and they trust their heads.
Yeah.
And we are telling you, part of the reason why we are discussing this is because, yes, we know you can use your head. Yes, we know you can use your manual things. You can do whatever you, by the way, you can even decide to stay the way you are. Who cares? But our mission at Occupy today is to help the micro guys to transition to become small businesses, and the small businesses to transition to become medium businesses, and the medium businesses to transition to become corporate businesses, because it is doable. And if you want to do this, then there is no shortcut. You just must do what Sebastian is saying. You must have systems. Because you trust and you want to go far, you must have systems.
Right.
Sebastian.
Very true.
But if you want to remain small forever,
It's a choice.
it's a choice. If you want to remain at the level where you have been, actually somebody said if you want to go where you've never been, tunaelewana? Unaniangalia? If you want to go where you have never been, you must cease to be who you have always been. You must stop doing what you have always done if you want to go to the next level. So we will come back to you, Sebastian, to tell us in what areas do I need to focus on. I know you have mentioned a few of them. We want you in a very structured way to tell me that, yes, I am a small enterprise, so I make about 10 million a year, or 12 million or 15 or even 20 million a year. So I want to know in what areas should I organize my finances, including the tax that you mentioned earlier. But let's talk to Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. Personal finance. You know, we are talking about systems for the business. Are there systems to help me organize my own personal money?
Systems to help me organize my personal money. And even as you are talking about systems for the business, what was coming to my mind with personal finances is the staying in the comfort zone. Just like we said in business, if you don't want to move to the next level, it's a choice. Yeah. Even in personal finances, when you want to remain in that comfort zone, where we know nothing grows there, it is again a choice. So even for personal finances, we need to have order. We need to have systems at a personal level.
So now at personal level, what are those systems?
Yeah. Let me talk about goals.
Okay.
Do we have financial goals?
Okay.
What is it that we want to achieve? And research has shown that many people do not even have any money goals. So long as somebody is not broke, they are good to go. And because of that, they don't make anything out of their money. They just keep in the rat race without making. So the systems you need in personal finances is having goals. Those goals will help you not get into debt.
And help us understand, don't assume. When you say a financial goal, give us an example.
An example of a financial goal, or let me call it a money goal, that thing that you want to achieve within a certain period. Like, I want to buy a car. I want to finance that wedding. I want to be able to own a home. How much will that cost me? How long will it take? What is that plan that I'll put in place to be able to save, and not just save, grow my money to be able to achieve that goal? So one of the systems in personal finances is having those goals in place, and they are well written down. Do we even have a savings plan? I've realized that many people, we are just there. We don't have any savings plan. We save. Those who save, they save for the sake of it. Again, without a goal. So you need a savings plan. You need to be able to track your spending. Where does my money go? There are people who look back and they are like, in this 1 year, I've received so much money. You're looking at, for example, your M-Pesa statement. The amount of money that has gone through your M-Pesa. And you are like, where did all this money go?
Yeah.
So you need a way of being able to track your spending. I've already talked about a savings plan. Now I've brought in the issue of a spending plan. I've brought in the issue of having goals. What are my debts? Especially in this age where we have a lot of mobile apps in the rectangular gadgets. You just press and you've got some money coming to you. And it has put so many people into debt, which is becoming again a mental health issue. So lack of those systems, those are the systems in personal finances, and lack of them, they will always portray the same way they portray in business.
We want to take a short commercial break. We are discussing developing financial systems because we want you to go to the next level in your life, in your business, The Lord wants you to shine in the marketplace for His glory. The Lord wants you to get out of the challenges that you have so that you can be a blessing to yourself and a blessing to the church and a blessing to the nation and a blessing to your family. So don't go away. We'll be back in a short while.
On the next episode of Health Check. According to World Health Organization, there were 2.3 million women diagnosed with breast cancer and 685,000 deaths globally in 2020. It's considered one of the most prevalent cancer, but when identified early, breast cancer treatment can be highly effective. October is a month of raising the awareness about the condition, including early interventions and prevention. Join me, Grace Mutiso, as I'll be engaging an oncologist on breast cancer awareness. That's this Tuesday on Health Check live at 7:30 p.m. exclusively on Hope TV.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
If you're just joining us, this is Occupy Today, Kenya's leading Christian business show, and we are discussing how you can develop financial systems. And as we told you earlier, you can follow us and you can also comment on the YouTube channel Occupy Today. You can also tweet at HopeTV_KE or at DM Tangi, and we'll be glad to respond to you should you have any comments or any questions that you want us to tackle. Together with us today, we have two experts. Elizabeth Waithaka, who is a money coach. His area of expertise is in helping you to organize your personal money, your personal finances. And then we have Sebastian Mwasa, who is an expert in finance, business finance, and area of tax. I think you told us you also assist in tax issues, which is a problem to a lot of us, myself included. We need a lot of help there. So, Sebastian, just tell me, somebody is saying, I really want to grow my business. I really want to grow the business. But nimekwama mahali. My business imekwama. I think imekwama. What exactly do I need to do from a financial perspective so that I can grow?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, one thing, and thank you for that question. One thing, Mr. Tanki, I find very interesting and fascinating is that in Kenya today, we have about 7.4 million businesses from the micro level all the way to the medium, MSMEs. Now that's a very, very huge number. And when you look at some of all these businesses, they are the key drivers of the economy. Now the strange thing is that quite a number of them are not even registered, but is what we see on a day-to-day, they drive the economy. Now, I want to say that it does not matter the level of business where you are. It could be at the very onset when you've just started, but there are certain things that people need to understand as long as you're doing business.
Okay.
And the first important thing is realize when you're in business, you need to maintain records.
Yeah.
You need to maintain records. So we have to simplify that as much as possible. Don't say that is your money. There is money for the business and there's your personal money.
In other words, you and the business are two distinct entities.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
The right person in business has to distinguish that. Of course, we do have what you call sole proprietors and all that, where you cannot tell the business apart from the owners. But if you have intentions of growing, and I believe most of these businesses have intentions of growing,
Yeah.
then you have to have that at the back of your mind. You need to start separating your personal money from the business money. How do you do that? Start as simple with a book like this. Take this. Record all your transactions. When you buy something, put it down.
Yeah.
When you make a sale, put it down. By the end of the day, you need to have a clear idea of what have you sold, what have you purchased.
So that you know how much profits have you made even in that day.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So because when you know that, come a month, you're able to look back and realize, are you making progress in business or are you not? What are the areas of challenge? How can you address them? But it's very hard to remember everything, if you don't record them. So that is the simplest and the most basic way of maintaining a financial system.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking to the businesses out there. It doesn't matter how small you are. Don't, because I believe most people are literate, they can read and write.
Yeah.
Start from there. As you start from there, because the word of God says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And then that understanding is, if you don't understand the importance of such records, then you keep struggling. You make bad decisions because you don't have a record. Someone will come and borrow money, you give them, you don't record that. And then by the end of the day, you can tell why your business is suffering.
Okay.
So you start there. As you grow, then you grow with
You upgrade
you upgrade your system.
your management of your business.
Your management of your business.
Okay.
Exactly that.
Okay. So now he's saying we separate these two things, the business money and the personal money. And we said earlier that you can use a 30% ratio or percentage to help you know what to pay yourself. So now I've paid myself. But this money is not enough. The money I've paid myself is not enough to pay my school fees. It is not enough to finance my operations because I have parents and they are aging parents, so they are sickly. I need to support them. So 30% I toshi. What do I do? And yet I am looking successful in the business.
Good. Even the most successful person, they never feel like they have got enough money. Money is always a limited resource.
Okay.
So if we work on it from that point of view, always when my income is 10,000 shillings or 5,000 shillings, my expenses are always 7. When my income is 5,000, my expenses are 7,000.
Okay.
So they're always higher.
So I should borrow for the 2,000?
The thing is, borrowing is not an option here.
Okay.
And I'm not saying loans are bad. But before you get there, it's good to have a plan, a financial plan for your money. That money that we are calling literal. Because we are saying even the person who owns billions, they don't feel like they have enough. Because money is always a limited resource.
So let's begin from what you have said. My expenses, my income is 5,000, but my expenses are 7,000. Where do I get the 2,000?
That's when you need to look at how is your lifestyle? Are you living within your means?
Okay.
What is that you can adjust to be able to live within your means, so that you are not overdoing things, so that you're able to fit within your income. As your income grows, or as the business grows and your salary grows, we said we separate the two. You can also upgrade now, or you get to the level that you want. Because it will never be enough anyway. If you subject yourself to 100% of your income, and it is not enough anyway.
Yeah.
So if you give yourself 90% of your income, or 85% or 80%, human beings, we are creatures of habit. You're just going to struggle for 1-2 months, then you catch up. You subject yourself to just 80% of the 10,000 that you're earning. Even this, it will become 8,000. That time you even have 2,000 to keep for your retirement plan. And it is in the will and the purposes of God that we live in abundance. And then my Bible tells me in the book of Proverbs 13 that the idea is to grow your money little by little. The Bible says, dishonest money dwindles away, but he who grows their money little by little. The Bible is clear, little by little makes it grow. So that little, grow it. That little, have a plan for it.
Yeah.
Have a budget. Don't subject yourself to the whole of your income. Don't live within without your means. Live within your means.
Okay. I think what I'm hearing from you is that if you want to prosper, if you want to grow, if what you have is 5,000, don't argue that your expenditure is 7. You must force it to be 5 or less
If
you want to grow. So in other words, you need to tighten your belt. If you were eating meat twice a week, you can even forgo all the meat. Nobody has ever died for eating sukuma wiki only. So you can do that throughout the week until it reaches a level where you can afford. Then maybe you can introduce those things. I like that. And why are you doing it? You are doing it so that the money for the business can remain for the business, to grow the business, because it is a business that pays you. So when the business is prospering,
you also prosper.
you will prosper with it. If you frustrate the business, then the business will not prosper and you will suffer in the process.
You'll get frustrated as well.
Yes, very true. So, Sebastian, so now I have recorded my things. I have done those things that you told us to do. I have recorded them. I have checked. Is there anything else I need to do?
Well, recording is one thing.
Yes.
Then you make sense out of the information you've recorded.
Okay.
And the sense you make is that basically asking yourself questions, because figures basically speak. What are these figures telling me? Am I doing business? What are the areas that are really much of a challenge?
Yeah.
What can I do about it?
Yeah.
You ask yourself questions based on what you can see. Now, having said that, I also want to emphasize that the key thing is to grow your business, like Elizabeth is talking about.
Yeah.
Now, how do you know the level to which you're going to grow your business if you don't have anything to show for? You don't have records to look at.
Yeah.
And the system will allow you to look at your records.
Okay.
And then you put projection. As any person, you must put challenges upon yourself. Like come up with targets. If you started with sales of about 10,000 per month,
Yeah.
you need to give yourself a target. By the end of the year, I need to be doing sales of 500,000. But how do you get there?
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. When you do it progressively and weed out the habits that are likely to make you retrogressive,
Yeah.
then it's very easy to achieve there. But you must also understand, as you grow, there are growth pains. Other things start coming into picture.
Yeah.
You start as a small business, and if luck is on your side, if you're very, very well organized, you start making very good money. This is when you realize there are other entities that start creating interest on your money.
Yeah.
KRA is one of them. They come into picture. If you've never known how to handle them, now you start getting into problems. They come and ask you for your records. You don't have anything to show for.
Yeah.
Then you're in problems. You've put in a lot of effort, and then that becomes a big pain. So when you have systematic way of doing records, when you get there, it's very easy now even to invite a consultant to advise you. Now that I've grown to this extent, what do I need to do? How do I manage this?
Yeah, I like that. And as we said earlier, there are 3 things that basically the system allows you to analyze. Number 1, which is very important, is profitability. Because it is from your profits that growth happens. If you don't make profits, then you are not in business. But profits means you need to know your expenses. And if you don't have a way of knowing how much your expenses are, then you suffer, because then it will eat into your profits. But getting to know your expenses and your profits means you need to know the top line, your sales revenue. And I think if business people can know on a week by week, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, how much are their sales, how much are their expenses, how much are their profits, I think they will be on the right path. Because then you seek to increase your profits by managing the expenses and increasing the top line. The balance sheet. To a medium guy, the balance sheet is, even to the small entrepreneur, the balance sheet is a very important thing. What is it?
for the small businesses, they may not understand some of these terminologies. But basically, you've talked about the profit and loss. And that basically is just to guide you to know your margins. You've done your sales, your purchases and expenses, and what is left, you know your profit. But not the balance sheet. Basically is something that helps you know the wealth of the business. How is the business doing in terms of asset acquisitions and the liabilities out here, the things that have not been paid, but the company is liable to paying that. Now, these are very important things for any person in business, no matter how small. When the business acquires some simple assets, depending on the area of business, you could be in printing. When you buy a machine, you need to understand that is an asset. There is a way that is plugged into the business and all that. So as the business grows, this kind of appreciation then also helps the owners understand what is the net worth of their businesses. Now, they need not labor much about what all this is about, because by the time they get to that point, they are probably embraced now a simple computer-based system, and they have brought on board a consultant who can now help them understand what this is.
Yeah.
And then train them on how to use that. So they move from a manual system to a more computerized system that helps them make better decisions. And growth becomes easy.
Yeah.
From there now, if they're approaching banks or financials, now they have very clear records. If they need to be audited, they can be able to approach auditors because they have a good system of records.
Beautiful. I want to appreciate Evans Mukanzi. You are watching all the way from Kaptembo in Nakuru, and you are saying that finance is a set of institutions such as bank and insurance companies and all this. We appreciate your comment, and we truly, truly treasure you joining or tuning in from all the way Kaptembo in Nakuru. Francis Muigai, this program is very informative. Thank you so much. And Francis, we want to let you know that we want Kenyans to go to the next level in their business, because that is the plan of God concerning them. And you are saying that financial management systems are critical in the running of a business so that you can grow and scale up. I'm sure that this is what
Absolutely. Thank you, Francis.
Sebastian is saying. A financial system should be viewed as an investment, not an expense. So what Muigai is saying, Francis Muigai, is saying that this system must be seen as an investment that anybody who wants to grow must treasure and therefore put his money to, and cannot be an expense.
And I cannot agree more with Francis. Francis is a good friend of mine. We've done business together.
Oh, you know him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he's in the business of financial systems.
Yeah.
We've done quite a lot together. And he has put it very, very well. Because once you get a system, we should not look at it like as an expense. It's actually an investment, because that will bring in efficiency.
Yeah.
The way the business operates. When you're efficient, now you're able to cut on time that is wasted on other things.
Yeah.
And now you put in your best foot forward to bring in more revenue to the business.
Well, I can see Francis Ndungu is also tuning in, and you are saying this is very educative, very helpful. Asante sana Bwana Ndungu. We truly appreciate your engagement with us, and these are the kind of things that we want to do, even from the perspective of what Elizabeth is discussing with us, because it is necessary that business people separate business money from their money. So keep tweeting at HopeTV_KE and at DM Tanki, and also you can comment if you are following us through the social media. You can also comment, and we will be able to tap in and either answer to your concerns or even just appreciate the fact that you are viewing us from whichever location that you are doing. So tell me, maybe we can do your bit. You started by telling us about financial goals. So I have my financial goal. I have my spending plan. You talked about a saving plan as well. So is that a financial system?
For personal finances,
Yeah.
those are some of the components of a system.
Okay.
Would call that a system.
Yeah.
Being able to have a way, order in
Yeah.
what it is that you are doing
Okay.
with your personal finances, because that is what will bring success
Yeah.
in your business. Even for the people who are employed,
Yeah.
they also need that system to be able to pay yourself.
Yeah.
Especially for the employed, they do not know that they can pay themselves. Once they are paid, that is the salary. You need also to go a step further to be able to pay yourself, to have that system.
So tell us, you don't assume we know what it means. I have
Pay
already gotten a
yourself.
salary. So, si salary ni yangu. So what do you mean to pay myself? Break that for us.
And I've seen that, I've come across that question, and people are like, kupigia mwili pole. That is the language that is out there. Paying yourself is more than kupigia mwili pole. It is putting away a percentage of your income, whether that income is coming from business or is coming from employment, putting away a percentage of it in a place that it can grow. Allowing yourself, like when we are paying our taxes, they do not give us an option. It is not an option that we have. But when it comes to being able to keep away something to be able to finance our goals, we give ourselves an option. So paying yourself is making sure that you have a clear structure, a clear system of putting away something to finance your money goals.
Okay.
So that you're not getting at the age of retirement and you have been working for long, you have been a successful business person, you have
Then
been
all
a
of a sudden you have
successful employee, then you're retiring poor and you're wondering, what is it that I did not do?
Yeah.
I had the money. What you missed is a system for your
Wow.
personal finances.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I want to appreciate Jeff Gathirwa. Tuning in, you have not mentioned where, but asante sana, Jeff. We want to appreciate and believe that you are learning. There is a Nanis Maingi. Thank you, Sebastian and Waithaka, for enlightening us. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Nanis, you have not told us where you are tuning in from, but we appreciate. Now tell us, our time is running so fast. So the system, if I want to develop a system, what do I require? I have followed your advice. I am your disciple now. Where do I go next? What do I do? Do I buy a book? Do I buy a laptop? What do I do?
I think you can start anywhere, but I can say, depending on your level of understanding of how to capture records,
Yeah.
you agreed, start from the very basic, start from a book.
Yeah.
But again, businesses can start from different levels. You
Yeah.
find young people who come from the university or well-trained, you do not expect them to start writing on a book because
Yeah.
they are well-versed when it comes to use of software and computers.
technology and all that, yeah.
Technology. So again, there are levels to start from depending on how vast you are, how
Yeah.
your understanding is. But also there are experts in the market who are ready to handhold you and help you understand why you should have that and where
Yeah.
to begin. So for starters, I'll say, if this is an interest, you can reach out through Hope Media,
Yeah.
find details of how we can be of help to your business. But the most important thing is, don't wait, don't say you'll do it tomorrow. Start now. So that your tomorrow is going to be a reflection of the decisions you made today.
Yeah.
Make decisions that will transform your business by embracing some of these basic tools today.
Beautiful.
And you will not regret.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Sebastian. Now, somebody saying, I am married and I want to organize my finances, but you see, my spouse has a different view. What do we do? What is the advice? Do we need to carry each other like this, or everybody plans for their money? In the case of a family, how should we manage ourselves?
Let me say something. My Bible tells me very clearly that the two shall become one.
Okay.
We have gotten to that space where we marry everything else, but our monies are not married. Your money is your money and my money is my money.
No, they say the man's money is our money, and the lady's money is our money.
It's her money. And I've heard that quite a lot.
Okay.
But the Bible is clear. The two shall become one.
So it is an error to say the lady's money is our money and the man's money is the family's money. That is an error, right?
It is an error.
Okay.
The two should become one.
Yeah.
The Bible did not say that you put your monies separately as couples. So can we also have a way of managing finances as couples? Can we have a way of managing our monies as even a chamas? I've come across chamas who do not have really that financial objective together. So the thing, and I want to echo what Sebastian has just said, start small. There's also a verse in the Bible that says, don't despise the days of your small beginning.
Yeah.
Even as for your personal finances, there's nothing that is too small. You don't need to have a flowing water for it to fill a bucket. That's just one drop, little by little. That's more drop that keeps there, but you keep it consistently.
Yeah.
In the long run, makes a whole difference, whether it is for a family, it's for a couple, or for you as a person.
Beautiful. Nanis has confirmed he's watching us from Kabete in Nairobi. Thank you so much, Nanis. Roni, asante sana. You are tuning in from I don't know where, and you are saying that you like the discussion that is happening here. Asante sana, Roni. We appreciate your tweet. Sebastian, we can't finish this discussion of developing financial systems because it is a loaded thing. It is quite complicated, and part of the reason is because we have micro guys. Some people don't even understand these things we are discussing. Others appreciate because they have seen the need and they are well able to actually finance a proper system. And yet there are others also who are way above and they need to be able to use. Your closing remarks, please.
So my closing remarks, first of all, I want to acknowledge my family. I know they're watching from home.
Yeah.
They're supportive of this. My wife, Carol, and my two sons, Joseph and Ethan, and my mom watching somewhere. And they are following this keenly.
Yeah.
But having said that, I also want to say that, there's a hustler fund that we've been assured that is coming. And I believe that is going to be good money.
Yeah.
And this money is going to be targeting this kind of businesses we're talking about.
Okay.
Now, you cannot get money if you don't know how to apportion and manage this money very well.
And not to account for it.
And not to account for it.
Yeah.
So I will still tell these businesses, you cannot afford to run away from this.
Yeah.
Don't look at it as a cost, because the problem comes in when you look at it like as a cost, then it becomes an unnecessary cost. It's an investment by the end of the day. If you know where you're going, or you have a clear plan of where to go, then invest in a simple system. Start from there. Over time, you realize actually you made a very good decision, and then you build it from there. I'm not asking you to start complex, simple, but sure, and then grow steadily from there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sebastian. We appreciate you coming to the show. Yes, Elizabeth.
For me, I would echo the issue of finance literacy.
Yeah.
Let us invest in knowledge. Wanting to know, investment in yourself pays the best returns.
Yeah.
So we can invest in finance literacy. Those who are working and maybe they do not have a finance or a retirement plan, whether you're in business or you're in personal finances, let's not wait to get there. And I would say that I am also another, I did not say at the beginning, and we have got a lot of finance literacy resources, and also programs for individuals, financial planning for chamas, for couples, for families, for organizations, staff, finance literacy training services are available. And I would want also to appreciate all our viewers, my family, and all those who are watching us.
Amen. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We truly appreciate your coming, and we look forward to greater engagements even as we go, to the new year, 2023, which is not too far from now. Well, viewers, as I said before, this is Occupy Today, Kenya's leading Christian business show. And at Occupy Today, we help you to shine for the glory of God. Now, we have been discussing the importance and the necessity for developing financial systems. Why? Because you have a desire, I want to believe, that your business should go to the next level. Now, your business cannot, and please hear me, it can't go to the next level with the current formatting that you have. You must do what Sebastian has said. You must agree, even if it is at a manual level, that's okay. But please have a system, because the system will help you make better decisions. The system will help you know areas of growth, areas of challenge, what you need to consider, what you need to purchase, things you need to avoid. The system is so elaborate in terms of the capacity it will give you, so that you can be able to grow and make better decisions and build your business to the level that God wants you to build. I want to let you know that your business has capacity. It can actually move from 10 million to 100 million, but you need a proper system to guide you, okay? And we want to believe that you are getting helped. You know, it is not just about praying. Well, it is good to pray, but you must do what this lady and gentleman has told us to do, because if you do that, then you will succeed. I want to wish you a very blessed night. I want to wish you a glorious time because God has an agenda with you. God bless you and God keep you until next Sunday.
On the next episode of Health Check. According to World Health Organization, there were 2.3 million women diagnosed with breast cancer and 685,000 deaths globally in 2020. It's considered one of the most prevalent cancer, but when identified early, breast cancer treatment can be highly effective. October is a month of raising the awareness about the condition, including early interventions and prevention. Join me, Grace Mutiso, as I'll be engaging an oncologist on breast cancer awareness. That's this Tuesday on Health Check live at 7:30 p.m. exclusively on Hope TV.